The department's budget is carefully structured to sustain and strengthen its core mandates. Slightly more than half, or 15.2 billion pesos, will be devoted to maintenance and other operating expenses, enabling our embassies and consulates worldwide to continue delivering vital services. 11.7 billion pesos will fund personal services, ensuring that our frontliners abroad are properly supported. Another 3.2 billion pesos is provided for capital outlay to improve DFA's facilities and modernize its operations. By major programs, 13.4 billion pesos will go to the diplomacy program and 9.6 billion to the consular and assistance to nationals program, making up the lion's share of the DFA's 23.2 billion operational budget. This reflects the department's clear priorities to advance the Philippines' interests abroad while never losing sight of the safety and welfare of our citizens overseas. In these uncertain times, marked by geopolitical upheavals, regional flashpoints, and global economic volatility, the Department of Foreign Affairs is our front line of defense and engagement. Every day, our embassies and consulates serve as havens for overseas Filipinos facing crises, be they armed conflicts, natural disasters, or humanitarian emergencies. The budget before us is not merely numbers. It is a lifeline for the millions of Filipinos working and living abroad who rely on the protection, assistance, and representation of their government. This budget also underscores the Philippines' role in strengthening international alliances and partnerships. As the President has affirmed, and I quote, "We remain a friend to all." Our diplomacy must be robust, principled, and proactive, building bridges with our allies and partners while safeguarding our sovereignty and promoting peace. Through this budget, we give our diplomats the means to carry forward this vision of a Philippines respected abroad, trusted by partners, and always protective of its citizens. In supporting this budget, we affirm our commitment to a foreign service that upholds the dignity of the Filipino, wherever he or she may be, and to a nation that speaks with strength, credibility, and compassion in the community of nations. Distinguished colleagues, the committee fully supports the approval of the Department of Foreign Affairs proposed budget for fiscal year 2026. Madam Chair, with your leave, we will now proceed with the presentation of the Department of Foreign Affairs 2026 budget. But before we allow the Secretary to proceed with the presentation, there are several ground. I think all the members are already aware of that. Okay. We present the Secretary. Yeah, okay. Okay, so, yeah, okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Representative Z. Alonto Adyong. You're very good hands po with Vice Chair Adyong. He is very much well versed with everything that's happening within the budget of the Department of Foreign Affairs. So you're in good hands po. You have a good sponsor po with you on this journey until the approval of the budget of the DFA in the plenary. So before we move to the interpellations po from our House members, I would like to give the floor to the Honorable Secretary Maria Teresa P. Lazaro to present the budget of the Department of Foreign Affairs for fiscal year 2026. You have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Representative Micaela Swansing. I also want to thank also the presentation made by Congress Representative Sia Adyong. Well, the former president has already left, but I just want to give special mention to an ardent supporter of the Department of Foreign Affairs, Congressman Rufus Rodriguez, whose birthday is coming on September 13. Thank you. So again, thank you very much to the honorable members of this Committee on Appropriations. It will be very brief, but just to start with, first slide. 3 years ago, President Ferdinand Marcos gave clear and unequivocal mandate to the Department of Foreign Affairs and the Philippine Foreign Service to stand firm in our independent foreign policy with the national interest as a primordial guide. Next, as the Philippine government's agency for the pursuit and protection of our nation's interest overseas, the Department of Foreign Affairs has responded to the President's call with renewed vigor. And as has been mentioned also, it's really national security, economic security, assistance to nationals, consular services, even public and cultural diplomacy, as well as our organizational development. Next slide. Well, here you will see the list of repatriated distressed Filipinos in 2025. The first half of 2025 alone, the department, working with other government agencies under the one country team approach, repatriated a total of 2,004 distressed overseas Filipinos, including those affected by the conflicts in Gaza, Israel and Iran, job scam victims in Cambodia, Laos, and even Myanmar, and the continued provision of our Assistance to Nationals Fund and Legal Assistance Fund is very crucial in enabling us to protect the welfare of overseas Filipinos. However, because the Department of Migrant Workers has also been given the same mandate and is now a cabinet-level department, we work together with the Department of Migrant Workers. Next, on consular services provided in the first 7 months of 2025, you have the figures there, 1 million plus on passports, 89,000 on visas and e-visas, 398,000 on apostille certificates, and 38,000. These civil registry reports include report of birth, report of marriage, report of death. These are all documents that we receive from our various foreign service posts. As a result of which, we have opened consular, next slide, consular office to reach more Filipinos here in the Philippines. You can see here that there are 42 consular offices, and in Luzon, as well Visayas and Mindanao. And we are ready to respond to your questions on issues pertaining to consular offices. Next slide, we have also, on bilateral engagements, these are all the countries that the President has been making meetings, discussions, visits, and the other line is, of course, the ministerial and senior officials that we have been conducting. Actually, this is not limited to this number, and there actually are more. But we just want to inform the many countries that we've been actively having these political consultations, among others. Next slide. We are also mandated, in 2024, to open new foreign service posts. And these are in Bogota, Colombia, opened already, Bucharest, Romania, open, Dublin, Ireland, as well as Helsinki, Finland. To be established in 2025, I think we have already landing teams that are going there, is Philippine Embassy in Suva, Fiji. Why Fiji? It is more or less in the center of the Pacific Islands, and we need them on various issues because we both having problems with climate change, among others, and the solidarity that we get from them. There's now a Philippine Consulate General in Busan, which is deep south of from Seoul in the north, and Consulate General in Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam. Why? Because this is the business center of Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh. And the next one is Consulate General in Seattle. I think this has been opened before, where it was closed, and they were reopening it again because there's a good number of Filipinos in this area. Now, there are two more most important events that is happening next year. The first one is the chairship, the ASEAN chairship of the Philippines, and this will be next year. It will be a series of meetings, a total of 625 or 45 meetings from January. It even doesn't start in January. It will start actually in November until the end of the year. This year it's Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. Therefore, the last summit meeting will be held in October in Malaysia, and then everything happens in the Philippines. In this particular venue, we can show our leadership, not only in the region, but on a wider level. Next, also in the Philippines, in the United Nations, so there's one is ASEAN chairship, and the second one is in the United Nations, we are all, this year, rather next year, there will be elections in June whereby the Philippines is running for a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. And this is, we have been campaigning for this. We think we have the numbers, but we still need to gather more support. Now, once we become a member of the Security Council, it really heightens up the Philippines as a peacemaker, as a pathfinder, and a partner. We have that slogan. Next, okay, this is now our budget. It's 0.44% of our total proposed national budget. There you are. It's been also mentioned by the chair and our budget sponsor. Next. I think I have mentioned this already, what the security candidature, and that is for 2027 to 2028. Next. Well, the West Philippine Sea, this has been something that has been discussed many years, for several years, but I can tell you that the Department of Foreign Affairs is very steadfast in upholding our interest in the West Philippine Sea. With the South China Sea, we have always two anchors. It's the 1982 UNCLOS and the Arbitral Award of 2016. What we're doing is a little bit different from how the security agencies do it, but we're all in collaboration with each other per the mandate given by the President to us. Next, DFA Budgetary Trusts and Strategic Direction. It's there. And if I can go to the next slide. Just want to inform you that there will be a next generation Philippine passport. I think this is important. It is, and we thank, I think, Congress for making the passport 10 years. So this was really a big benefit to our people, particularly our OFWs. But here we're coming up with a redesigned, Philippine passport. Finally, I just want to inform you that we are also going for 2026, 3 more foreign service posts. Accra, Ghana. Accra, Ghana, Ghana, I think, is one of the countries in Africa that's very steady. And I think we may not have the good number of Filipinos there, but the economic opportunities and its leadership in Africa is very important. Of course, Philippine Embassy in Astana, Kazakhstan, we don't have a presence in any of the Central Asian republics, and Kazakhstan is probably the most open and is progressive among the Central Asian republics. And Miami. Why do we have a consulate in Miami? We are looking also at the our Filipinos there, particularly the Caribbean. We have so many Filipinos working in the Caribbean, and the distance right now it's Washington that takes care of it, and now we're really going near our constituency to assist them in with their consular needs. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Secretary. You deserve an applause. Thank you, Secretary, for the thorough presentation. Before we proceed with the actual interpellation and deliberation of this committee budget briefing, just a few reminders in the ground rules that I'd like to, again, the members be appraised of. So the committee, of course, would like to invite the members questions, particularly on the utilization of the previous budget and the proposed allocation for the fiscal year 2026 of the Department of Foreign Affairs. As part of the House's commitment to greater transparency in the budget process and in line with the current leadership's initiatives in the Committee on Appropriations to foster a more participatory budget process, we shall read the questions submitted by the civil society organizations after all members of this committee have propounded their questions to the agency concerned. The Honorable Secretary Maria Teresa Lazaro and her team are requested to provide the necessary clarifications and to respond directly to the questions being asked. And the public following this proceeding are fully informed of the anticipated impact of the proposed budget of the